Hey everyone, welcome back to another RealNex webinar series. Today we're going to be talking about efficient property presentations. More importantly, we're going to talk about engaging clients and using the RealNex Tour Book. I'm going to take a little bit different approach today. I'm going to be doing a little bit of the slide, then I'm going to go into the mobile app and share my screen that way. If you want to review any of these web sessions, they're available for you in our YouTube library. You'll also be able to go back and look at Guide Me, and Guide Me can walk you through a tour of how to build exactly what I'm going to be showing you today, step by step. If you need further instruction, myself, Jen, Kevin, we're always around here to help. So let's get started. Remember, you're in listen only mode. Ask questions throughout. I'll try to answer them so it has a pretty seamless flow, but I'll also get to some questions at the end that you may have. So what is a tour book and why do we use it? One is we want to engage your clients. So what does that mean and what does that look like? Well, what we want to do is we want to create an engaging environment to create surveys and tours, mainly for lease. However, it's used for sales as well. It was developed for leasing, but I have seen sales agents quickly adapt to this. It's been phenomenal. Okay, well, that sounds awesome. How do we go ahead and create this? Well, creating a tour book's relatively simple. You're going to quickly assemble curated properties. You can use the CRM. You can use RealNex Marketplace. You can email out to other brokers and let them know you have a space requirement. You can email our list of users using Real Blasts or Real Campaigns. Once you have that curated list of properties, whether it's 50 properties, 100 properties, or target it down to 5 or 10 property options, you can easily add them into your digital tour book. Now, the tour book allows you to customize the profile what your client sees. Now, I tell this story quite often. I once was looking at a house and I toured so many properties. I got a call from the senior broker telling me to knock it off. She then showed me 3 properties that met my criteria, and I picked one. I love it. Now, if the broker that was working with me originally would have tailored my options, got to see what only mattered most to me, I would have purchased something much quicker. So when you're creating a tour book, think about what is important to your client. Square footage is important. What are they using it for specifically? Is the parking going to fit what they need? What about tenant improvements? And then what is their rent range? Those are tailored attributes you're going to customize. Now, you can choose more, you can choose less. You can change them around if you'd like, because again, this is about customizing the profile for you and your client. Now, clients are going to see what matters most to them. So it's eliminating noise and confusion, just like I was. Too much noise, too much confusion. You're also going to have configured ratings. Now, these are 8 customized attributes. So these customizable attributes will allow clients to score each one of the properties. Now, this allows you to streamline tours up to 75% quicker. But it's also going to allow you to focus on your top spaces. Out of sight, out of mind. Those 8 attributes are things that you and your client discover that are important to them. Maybe it's safety. Maybe it's amenities. Maybe it's common area. Location to restaurants. Maybe it's clear height, dock doors, amperage. Whatever those are, you're going to have your custom profiling along with your configurable ratings to help you streamline the process of leasing space. Now, we give you 3 flexible options for sharing the information. One is the web. Simply just log into realnex.com. Your clients can log into an account for free as well. Yep, I said it, for free. Anytime you're creating a tour through a tour book, your clients can access the tour for free. You just simply go ahead and add them. They'll create an account for free, and they can access your tour. Now, you can have as many people on the tour as you want. So if you're touring with 3 or 4 or 10 people, no problem. You can accommodate for them all. So they can access it through the web. You're also going to be able to access it through the mobile app, which I'm going to show you, and that is such an amazing experience. And then lastly, you can have a branded PDF. So for the clients that don't want to do digital, they don't want to log in through the web, you want to simply hand them a PDF, no problem. We'll take care of you. Or they can even email it to you so you can email it over to them as well. But it really enhances the collaboration. It speeds up decision and it improves overall client satisfaction. You're also going to be able to show what your net worth was and why they hired you to help them lease space in the first place. Not only are you going to save them time, but hopefully you're going to increase the amount that they get and decrease the amount they spend. So as you're creating the tour, you're going to have something similar to this. Inside of the RealNex Navigator or RealNex Tour Book, you'll be able to generate and download a tour book, generate and download a report. You'll be able to edit and add properties, whether you want to tour 50 properties, 30 properties, or 10. Maybe you manage a client's portfolio and you want to let them know what their portfolio looks like live. No problem. Maybe you are a landlord broker and you want to give visibility to all the activities that are going on their building. We got you covered and there's no additional cost for that. Now, how do we get properties in here? Well, we get properties in here in a few ways. One, you simply just hit edit and you can manually add properties, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. Another way is you can search our marketplace for properties for lease. You can add them back in the CRM or easy tracking of your deal activity. Synchronize your CRM with Outlook or Gmail to have your emails going back and forth for all negotiations, red lines, and such. Pulls in the body, the subject, and attachment of the email. Now, when you create this deal to get what I showed you earlier, you simply populate a deal name, create a tour book header, title, select the buildings by address. Now, the building might not be in there that you're wanting to tour. Most likely it is, but if it's not, you simply hit Add Building. And I'll show you how to add a building here in a quick second. You're going to add your client name. You can hide them if you want. Lease or purchase, new, renewal or expansion, type, office, land, retail, and then rentable square foot, low and high. Inquiry date and occupancy date. Now you can add a building by simply adding the name. Typing in the address and it pulls automatically from Google Mapping. Add your city, your country, latitude, longitude, and postal code. That's right, latitude and longitude. What if we're doing land? It's important because it might not have an address. So we want to do latitude and longitude so we can see it on a map. We'll be able to see all our tours on a map here in a few. Now you can also select on a map. So if it's not populating right, because it's not always perfect, Google Mapping or any of the mapping systems out there, you can select it on a map as well. Just hit select map. So we're doing all this so we can evaluate these locations quick and effective. So we're going to capture live feedback via our mobile and web. You can't capture live feedback in the PDF. And you're going to be able to aggregate those scores across the decision makers. So think about this. You're touring with 3 different folks. 2 of them rated the space an 8. 1 of them rated the space a 4. Why? Let's have a discussion about it and find out what their hang up is. Maybe it's they're in the most traffic to get to that office space. Or maybe they don't like the signage. That gives you the ability to add notes. Now, you can also add notes live. You can add them on the tour. They can add them in the web. Can't add them from a PDF, but you can add them from the mobile app and from the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can voice dictate those. You're not good at typing just like me. Now, while you're tracking your RFPs from landlords and owners directly in the app, you can drag and drop them. You can synchronize with your Gmail, right? So you're synchronizing your email so you have it in both places. It really centralizes that communication. And it's ultimately going to help you negotiate the lease better. Now, with the mobile app, I'll show you, you can take photos live in the field. So maybe windows are important. Parking's important. Signage are important. Maybe there's certain attributes that you want to point out that you're going to need additional TI allowance for because, quite frankly, the building's run down. Whatever those would be, you can add them all right in the mobile app. Then we're going to be able to provide you with a comparative matrix, side-by-side analysis. Now you can compare many spaces side by side, usually the ones that you shortlist, but nonetheless, you can compare them. We'll even help your clients visualize the trade-offs. More TIs here, higher rent. Less TIs, lower rent. Maybe it's a bigger footprint. Maybe it's going to take them longer to get to the office. Maybe they have less parking in the retail location. All these are there. And so it helps you analyze your deal terms. You can model rent, build out, concessions and escalations. And it really helps you negotiate faster and more effectively. I'll even show you, if we get time, how to create this live. What I mean by live is we're going to be able to get those pictures live in a PDF. We can email it. We can email the proposal. We can digitize it. So as we're working with the landlord, all the reasons why we may want a lower price. Now, if you're tying this all in with the RealNex CRM, your lease comps are there as well. Generate a report, tie the report in here, and now you're knocking them down. Now, when your property is fully built and loaded, which doesn't take much time at all, something like this takes me a few minutes. Now I'm adding in the property information. I hit add files, photos, and floor plan, drag and drop them. You can add tour notes. Anybody can add tour notes and comments. Ratings and location are all customizable, right? So maybe it's location, access, amenities, overall feel, rent, safety, security, dock height, clear height, amperage. Maybe it's parking, traffic, signage. Those things that are important to your client are there. And then you're also going to be able to compare and contrast those proposals. So you have an O and a T down there. The O stands for owner. The T stands for tenant. And then we can see those owner and tenant back and forth. You'll be able to edit using the edit mode. So if you want to edit in bulk, we want to change things like your built parking ratio, contiguous space, floor plate, OPEX, your built, and customizable. Those are all customizable fields. And you can edit them in bulk right from that top sheet. Again, the information that's important to your client. You're going to be able to produce a comparative analysis like this. Now, this comparative analysis can be easily emailed to your client as well. And then you can see what their total rent is. You can see things like, is it full service, triple net, gross modified? What is the total cost? What is the total TI allowance? What are my increases? All the things that are important for your tenants to understand are all right here. Now we're going to engage our clients in the tour. I'm going to show you the mobile app here in a second that's available for you on the Apple and Android devices. It's optimized both for phones and tablets. Now clients are going to rate spaces. They're going to generate feedback and they're going to interact live, all in the field, unless they're on the PDF, which is an option as well. You have a web portal. So if they don't want to log in through the app, no problem. Again, it's centralized access for folks that may not be on site, may not want to download an app. So whether they want to access it through the phone, a PDF, or a web portal, we got you covered. Live notes and comments. So as they're at home, on the road, hopefully not driving, they can instantly add comments. Hey, we really like this space. However, we thought that we wanted more windows. We needed more signage. The parking ratio was great, but the parking spots are small. Did you test the electricity? It's a relatively new building. Is the electricity hooked up? That could be a huge cost. You can add floor plans, flyers, proposals, brochures, any other files you want to add for your clients to download. It's accessible to brokers, clients, architects, designers, anyone tied to the tour. There's no cost for a third party to have access to your tour. You just add them in there and they create a free account. You capture and share images right from the tour. Like I said, I'm going to show you that in a minute. It's super neat to be able to take pictures of things and then go, wow, I didn't think about that. Let's kind of run into that. Let's go and see what it would look like if we added this photo and remembered that later. And again, it's available for everyone in easy collaboration. You can even send your analysis right to the broker you're comparing it with, meaning the owner of the building. Or if you're going and you're doing a lease with the landlord broker, send it right to them. I'm going to share my phone, so bear with me for 1 second. Let me connect my phone. Now, as I connect my phone, I'm going to populate this right on my mobile app, and you'll see it here. Now, hopefully everybody can see that. Okay, so hopefully everybody can see that on the mobile app. Now, I'm not great at using PowerPoint. And where did my mobile app go? Okay, there we go. So that's the mobile app. I actually like this better in the background. Let's pull this up here. Oop, there we go. So I'm on mobile app. You can see all the different tours that I have. Now, I'm touring a lot of spaces. Now I'm going to go ahead and download the latest tours. No new tours for download. Okay. So no new tours to download. I can refresh, and let's just give it a quick refresh and see if there's any new tours. Oh, I can see when they're last synced. So I can see sync today. This one was updated here on 10/16 today, 8/2/2024. Now I have access to all these tours to go back in and look at different buildings we rated and so forth. And then I'm just going to download these just to make sure, once again. Okay, so no new tours. Now, I'm specifically looking at this industrial building, so we're going to pull this one up. Now, it's really neat. Now I'm doing this on my phone, and I'm showing you. So I'm going to try to chew gum and walk at the same time. But now we can see where our properties are at where we're touring. Now, what's really nice about this, too, is if I change anything when I log in through the web, it's going to change it in the app for the client or anybody else that's on tour. Now I can click on each one of these and I can see the photo. Now I can also go ahead and see any notes. I can see floor plans if there's floor plans. And then I can see the ratings. This one here is location, accessibility, security, office, loading, power, clear height, and rent. So clear height's not good. And office wasn't good. Accessibility wasn't good. So again, we can see now there's a 6.5 score. That's not a cumulative score. That's just a score of that property there. Now I can see what this building looks like. And I can click on photos. Now in photos, you might notice something. You're going to see in here I can add a photo. So if I click add photo, I can add a photo, but I can also take one in the field. So I can take a photo in the field as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this photo. And now I have my photo in there. Now it's updated and loaded. It's such a cool experience. What I recommend is that you have an iPad or an Android. I'm not biased. Use whatever works best for you. And you're going to put your logo on there, install the mobile app, and you're going to hand it out on your tour. If the client doesn't want a mobile app, no problem. Just print out a PDF, which I'll show you here in a quick second. If they do like the mobile app, they're going to have a great experience. They're going to have a great experience regardless. Now, if we wanted to get directions to any one of these, we can just click map, and it's going to bring us out there, and it's 6 hours and 17 minutes for me to get to the Golden Triangle. I'm probably not going to make it today. Now, again, this is all in the mobile app, but what if your client chooses to not access it on a mobile app, and what does that look like? I'm going to go ahead and bring it back here, and I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to share my full screen. We're going to go back right here, and we're going to share that screen. Now, when I share your screen here, you can see it's the Brooks and Smith Industrial Building. Now, as I mentioned before, it's completely dynamic. You can move the spaces around any way you want. And let's actually just make this a little bit bigger. Can we make this bigger? Okay, there we go. I can move these buildings around. Maybe we want to say A is our top choice, or maybe this is our tour order, where we're going in our tour order. Okay. Now we can click here and look at the map. We can see our longitude and latitude, and we can adjust it if we need to. I can throw the Google person in there, and I can actually see a street view. That's the space that I want on these. I want my office right here. Sit there on a rock on a laptop. Now, I mentioned before, you can go ahead and you can generate a tour book. You can generate a tour report. You can download the tour book and the tour report. So those are the spaces we're looking at, right? Now I can download a tour report. This is what I mentioned too before. The tour report is going to give you a report of all the spaces that you're looking at leasing, your client's looking at leasing, and then each rating per attribute, and then the group score. That group score is a cumulative score, right? So we can see in here the rent on this one was low, the rent on this one was high, lower, lower. So maybe we can figure out something on this West Naples Drive. It's a 6.4. But you know what? You know what struck out to me too is the Golden Triangle one got me at 6.9. Why? Well, parking seems to be a little bit higher there, and safety seems to be better. So maybe we can figure out something with parking. Maybe we can negotiate some additional parking spaces to make West Naples a better overall building for our client. Now, I can compare and contrast these, and I'll show it to you live. I'm going to compare my proposals. Now, it's going to compare the proposals side by side. Now, I can also email my clients right here. Boom. I'm going to go ahead and email my clients right through here. Now, those could be my clients. Those could be the owner of the building. It could be the tenant. Sorry, landlord broker. I can even graph the proposals. So if I want to look at what the proposals would be. Now, this building is way high because it should be per month, and it was changed. Nonetheless, I'll fix this one here. It's not $9.95 a square foot per month. So that was my mistake, which I can edit here real quick. And I'll show you how to edit it. Let's go back into there. Did I do that on purpose or did I not do that on purpose? We'll see. But you can edit any of these fields. Cams, dock height, drive-in, office, power. You can customize those. Add a proposal, it's super easy. Choose your rate, your square footage, your term. Escalations, percent or dollar per square foot. When do my escalations start? How many months are free? TIs, base expense, and I'll save that proposal here. Well, I can't because it's blank. Now, your clients could have that same experience. So you'll notice there's something here in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, let's just pick red here. And you're going to notice this here. Now it's a small little icon. It says your company. This would be your logo. And these colors here are your colors. So when your client logs in, they're going to have a great experience of what's in there. You can see my door photo. Now my door photo sideways, and I'll have to figure out why, but shouldn't be. Now I can add more photos if I want. I can add more floor plans. I can add additional comments. And so can your clients. So when you come in the next morning, you notice there's some additional comments. Hey, Matt, we thought about the Golden Triangle building and we really enjoy it. If you can get us 2 additional parking spots, I think we can make it work. By the way, we realized that they had an upgraded security system, so it's really safe for our equipment. We don't want our equipment to get stolen. So then maybe we want to push this one up here. Again, creating the tour is real simple. Now, you might notice in here that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buildings. But I didn't have 7 buildings on my tour. Why didn't I have 7 buildings here? Because I archived them. If there's something in here that you don't want to show up on here, then I can go ahead and I can archive them. Again, super easy. Now, if I just want to get a quick glance at them and I want to compare them, I can see them just like this. I can even export it to Excel if I choose. Now, some of the questions that come in is the email will come out of our system, not yours. It's just connected into ours, the email, whoever's there. You can create as many tours as you want to. You can add the properties in there, no problem. And any time that you add a property into here, if someone uses our program and they manage the building, a tour is automatically going to go into their system. So if you're a landlord broker, you can have access to our tool, and your owners can have free access. That's right. We don't charge for the owner to have access. Building owners can have access to all the activity that's on your deal. Now, you might not want them to have access to it, and that's really up to you. But the nice thing about it is if you claim your building inside of our tour book and deal management system here, anytime a tour is done, you'll see an inquiry in here. You'll see the different statuses as they change, and you'll see any comments or notes. It's a really good way. Now, you're not going to see all the details. You're going to see it like this. Now, again, these are my internal ones that I'm comparing. But it's a great tool, and it eliminates redundancies, and it streamlines the process, and it helps you shortlist. Let's go over some of those things that we talked about here today. Can I make it fancy? Ooh, there we go. Look at that. I'm getting good. We talked about creating a tour. Easily add buildings. Customize the profile to get clients to only see what they want to see. Configure those ratings. Every tour is different. Every rating is customizable. You can also load a template. Now, sharing, 3 options. Mobile, web, it's all there. This is branded for you. This one here is branded for RealNex. Yours is not. This is just an example. Our icon, our color. Your icon, your color. Utilize the RealNex marketplace to take advantage of properties for the lease. Use Real Campaigns and Real Blast to reach out to other brokers in the market to find out what's coming soon. Or use your own CRM to find out what's coming soon. How powerful is that? Not only did you put the tenant in there, as you followed up with them, you found out that they're leaving. Put them in a new space, put this tenant in a space that they're vacating. Bang, bang. We're going to evaluate the locations and client ratings, RFP tracking, centralized communication with a comparative matrix. We're going to analyze deal terms. One place for your information. And we're going to have an engaging client tour. I think an iPad is like $25 on eBay, or I don't use Craigslist. Facebook Marketplace, you can get, watch out. There's a lot of interesting things on there, but it can take a lot of your time. Mobile app, web portal, notes, docs, and photos. Get an Android tablet, get an Apple tablet, put your logo on, put this app on, and hand it out when you tour. It's a differentiator. Now, tell your clients that this is what you're doing. Utilize RealNex, Real Campaigns, and Real Blasts, and tie in your Real Campaigns. Let me show you a quick email before we end. Now, inside the CRM, you're going to have some template ability to send out with Real Campaigns. If you have the Navigator, we give you 300 email or 1,000 emails for free. If you have the CRM only, I think it's 200. You can add more for as little as $10 a month. We're saving clients hundreds of dollars a month by moving out of their current email to ours. Even if you don't want to use the CRM, we have an email system for you that you can just use our marketplace. But it says, dear recipient's first name, dear Antonio, Jack, Larry, Nancy, Michelle, Don, Larry. Want to share an exciting update regarding on how we continuously strive to improve our services and streamline our process to better serve you. This is a great touch point for every tenant in your market. Now, obviously, don't blast them and spam them, but you can email them based upon when you last talked to them, when their renewals are coming up, and let them know that you have a streamlined communicated platform with efficiency document, task deadline management, data security, enhanced reporting. Now you can send it out immediately, or maybe you want to schedule it at a future date. Schedule it 6 months or a year before they're supposed to renew. Let them know that you're doing things a little bit different, but you can serve them 3 ways: web, mobile app, and a PDF. So if they want a PDF, it's there. If they want a web app, it's there. But if they want a web app, a mobile app, and they want a PDF, no problem. Because if you have multiple people touring, you might have multiple ways they want information. I hope everybody enjoyed this web presentation. I answered as many questions as I could throughout. I did my best without my right hand, Jeff, to keep me on track. So I think I went a little over, but I listened to my good friend Stanley, Mr. Jim Staley, and he told me sometimes I have a tendency to go a little too fast. So here it is, slowed down for you. Remember, if you get stuck, we're here to help you, whether it's our guided tours through the library, to get re-onboard and orientated, to go through our training, or if you need technical support, we're here for you. If you have an idea, we want to hear from you. And if you need additional support and training, just reach out to Kevin, myself, or Jen. We're happy to help you. Hope everybody has a wonderful week. Thanks for joining me on this web presentation. We'll talk to everybody soon.